Buongiorno, welcome back to the Italian campaign. It's October 1936. So in the meantime, what I've done is I've refit a bunch of the ships. Not all of them. I'm thinking the 15-inch armed ships, like the Aquila, Montondoro, and so forth. I'm gonna wait until I get the Mark IV 15-inch gun. I've done the 14-inch armed ships. They've gotten the Mark IV 14s now. Also, everything with 9, 10, and 11-inch guns now have Mark Vs. What else are we getting? In 15 months, we're going to be getting Radar Rangefinder 2, which is an upgrade over Radar 1. It's not a big upgrade, really. It's pretty neat stuff, but it's not as big as a difference as Radar 1 is over not having radar. Britain already has Radar 2. They've got it a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago by now. So they are ahead of us in that area. US now also has Mark V 11-inch guns, so we're about equal in terms of big gun technology. They have modern armor 1, so they are ahead of us there. We're getting modern armor in 28 months, or 2 years, more or less. We also have Marine Diesel Engine 2, which a bunch of other countries already has. Gas turbines, that's a long way away. That's what, almost 2 years? Yeah, 120 months would be almost 10 years, I mean. 120 months would be 10 years. So we're looking like mid 1940s to get those. Okay. Let's take a look at the politics real quick. Britain is hemorrhaging their GDP. They are at war with Japan still. We're still allied to Japan. We can't cancel the alliance, but at least, yeah. So they're at -9, almost -10% GDP growth. The US is not at war with anyone, but they're also shrinking their GDP. Germany, also our ally, and apparently friends with everyone. And still a constitutional monarchy, impressively. Yeah, their economy is booming still, which it has since... yeah, they're the #1 economy now. Okay. Surpassed Britain. France, their economy has been shrinking all of the time, ever since that last war we fought. So they are half the size of ours now in terms of economy. Our economy is pretty good. I think we're 4th after, let's see, there's Germany, Britain, US, Japan, then Italy. That's 5th. Okay. And of course China and Soviet Union not doing too hot with their their Communist Party in power in both cases. Britain has been increasing tension with us ever since that war, so they are at -31 now. Let's take a look at our fleet. Poloro, that's the coastal battleship, quote unquote, old armored cruiser, last of her class. It's sitting in Spalato with the rest of the semi-mothballed invasion fleet. As is the Delaware, that's the battlecruiser we got from the US. Did not get the design for it, so it cannot be refit. So I can't do anything about it. It's just gonna have to sit there and be useless with its 23.4 knot top speed and very strange armament consisting of what looks to be one gun of every caliber, more or less. The Lord Clyde has been refit, so it's good now. It's repairing for some reason. After I refit it, it started repairing. I've never seen that before. Usually you cannot refit a ship that needs repairs. So in this case it was the other way around. Superb SD, that's the share design battlecruiser we got from Britain. Also no plans included, so it cannot be refit, but at least it's pretty decent. Bilbao. Oh yeah, I sent it here, so it's in the same port as the Capri class battlecruisers, the fast ones. And once the Lord Clyde is finished repairing, it's also gonna get sent here. Well, yeah, it is 2 knots slower than the Capri and Doria and the Lord Clyde. It can still kind of keep up. And now, what we're gonna do though, we're gonna build some ships, because there are some new hulls to build on. And that's what we're gonna do today. This is gonna be a shipbuilding episode. Economically, we can certainly afford to build some ships. Let's see, here we are. We've gotten fast battleship and modern battlecruiser 2. And so let's scroll up, because the new technology is at the bottom for some reason. And we've gotten modern battleship 3 and super battleship. So let's start with the battleships. Actually, let's start with showing off the original design we got from the US, the New Mexico class, before the refit. That was a 20-month refit, by the way. Almost the time it takes to build a new battleship. Quite extensive, but it needed it. And the British Zealous class, which looked like this originally. Not quite as an extensive refit, but yeah. It also got changed quite a bit. I'm just showing you now before I delete the original designs, because yeah, there are quite a few designs here that need to be cleared up. Let's start with the super battleships, shall we? Why not? We're gonna go at 32 knots, I think. Maybe 28 would be enough to keep pace with the other battleships. The main battleship line. How big can you be? 92,500 tons. Okay. I think I want to go turbo electric, just because diesel 2 is insanely expensive. It's twice as expensive. I've got money, but I don't have that kind of money. It is a little bit lighter though, because you don't have a boiler. And the maintenance is, well, it's lower compared to the cost, but the cost is that much higher, so it still ends up being very expensive to keep in service. So no, we're gonna go turbo electric. Mega Tower 3. Okay, nice. That's the heavy secondary tower. Sure. Let's go with that one. Can I not fit a funnel on? Yeah, I can. I can. Okay. Let's go in the slightly smaller one. That looks about right. That works. Let's take a look at the other secondary towers first. No. I think we're gonna go with the heavy. And a tall angled funnel. Like so. Madonna della Salute. Alright. Now for main guns. What are our options? We can go 16. We can go all the way up to 18 Mark III. I think we're gonna go 18. I mean, it's such a big ship. Let's look at the size of this thing. Might go down to 17 if I cannot make 18 work with the displacement. Okay, even the big barbette is not big enough. We're gonna have to go huge barbette. Move things around. There we go. Like so. This is like a Yamato, but more Yamati, so to speak. Electric steering, corrupt 5 armor. See where we end up with corrupt barbette 3, if we need to increase that to barbette 5 to get the flash fire chance down. Overweight. Let's go standard ratio. I've learned my lesson that I keep running out of HE when I need HE. Increased heavy. Okay, where's the flash fire chance? 2.4%. If I go TNT 4, 4.6%. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. If I go barbette 5, 2.8% with TNT 4. Which is quite a bit better than TNT 2. Let's compare weight, because TNT 4 does save some hull weight compared to TNT 2. It's 101,792. Yeah, it's about 1,000 tons to get more damage at the same flash fire chance. I think it's worth it. Auto 1 reloading, electro hydro, 2.7%, stereoscopic, RDF, generation 1 radar. Okay, so we're quite a bit overweight, to say the least, but this is where we can start reducing things. First of all, the range is already very good. It doesn't need to be maxed out. Armor, I think 18 on the main belt will be enough. 5 on the fore and aft belts. What kind of deck penetration are we looking at? Yeah. I think at long range, protecting from these this kind of guns, or guns of this caliber, it's just not going to be feasible. Let's go 7 inches. That should protect me at up to 30,000 meters from deck penetrations. Fore and aft deck don't need to be that thick. Inner belt can be thinned down a bit. Let's increase the last inner belt. Okay, turret armor. Let's go 20 on the sides, 18 on the barbette, 10 on the top. Okay, we're getting somewhere, but we're still not quite there. Reload time 88 seconds. Maybe maybe you don't need the extra ammo. Maybe the range can be reduced further. 25,000 kilometers is still pretty good range. You can reduce the barbette armor again, since we reduced the ammo. Let's see where 17s land us. Give these the same armor as the 18s had. 5,269 tons. Yeah, a little bit lighter. Not quite the same punch though. How about 18 doubles? Going from a 12 gun broadside to an 8 gun broadside. That does save me quite a bit of weight. How about, let's go to a big barbette. See if the 18 fits there. The 18 double without looking wonky. That saves about 100 tons per barbette. I think that works. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go for a 10 gun broadside. 2 of each. There we are. Almost where we need to be. Let's slim down the beam a bit. It reduces the total displacement, but it also reduces the engine power needed to plow this ship through the waves. That increases flash fire chance. Electro-hydro. How about electro-hydro 2? How much heavier is that? Quite a bit. Let's go electro-hydro 1. Don't have any secondaries yet. What I could do is I could make these 45 caliber. There we go, that saved quite a bit of weight. -2, still 45s. I have a 4-weight offset. I want to find space for some secondaries, and I want to find weight for some secondaries. Importantly. I want to go with the Yamato thing. 6.6-inch guns here. Now I am overweight. And these 6-inch guns are firing into the main guns. That's a tall bar bet. Is that the biggest one? It is. Yeah, we're just gonna have to pretend that is not a problem. And I want some of these on the side here, because this is gonna be a prime torpedo target. And put some 4.2s here. Yeah, like so. Let's just aim you out. Like that. And make sure we're doing the same on both sides. Come on, let me pick the gun. It's the ship construction thing is lagging a little bit, which is annoying. There we go, the ship is overweight. Any like built in? No, no, no. Two-inch guns. How about I put a secondary on top of my secondary so I can secondary while I secondary? Let's go doubles. These are mostly just to fill in and make the ship look less empty. Oh, come on. Oh, oh, not possible. And I can put one there. It's a secondary, so it doesn't extend the citadel. Not that I would be totally opposed to doing that. Oh no, you don't fit. No, you don't fit. What if I did 5.9 instead of 6? Let's try that. 5.9. You now weigh 146 tons. Yeah, you are a little bit lighter. And you have basically the same range. 44 caliber. Let's make you 45. And a little bit lighter. Let's go with 5.9s instead of 6-inch guns as the secondaries. Where did you fit? There? And there? Still doesn't quite fit here. You can put it here. There we go. That's a decent secondary battery. Let's put some armor on these guns, and then later on just try and figure out how to save some weight. Because this ship is just getting fatter and fatter. 4.2s, they are 34. I think it was plus 17 to make them 40. Yeah. Okay. Now to try and save some weight. Even some more weight than what we've already saved. Well, that's a 3.6 billion price tag. Maintenance, almost 100 million a month. With diesel, I do save some weight. Do gain some range. But the ship is also much more expensive. 183 million a month just to keep this in service. I might be able to afford that, but minus 85 engine damage, chance minus 60. I get a lot of stuff from turbo electric though. I think I want to keep the turbo electric. Just because that's kind of what we've been going with this far for the battleships. Try and keep the theme. But that doesn't help me with trying to save 1800 tons thereabouts. I can decrease the range. Still doesn't get me where I want to go in terms of weight. I do not want to compromise on any of this. And the auto 1 reloading, well, I've almost got auto 2 reloading, which I would also like to add to this ship. Dilemma. Let's reduce the belt armor. Let's also reduce the deck armor. And I guess you have to reduce the turret armor. That doesn't even save that much weight. There we go. Now, this is going to take a long time to build. 33 months. That's almost 3 years. With commissioning, that's going to be 3 years, basically. So, in the meantime, I will probably have some technology unlocked that can be applied to this as a refit. Hopefully making it a little bit lighter, so I can add on that armor again. At least I hope so. That's a pretty nice ship, though, I have to say. Yeah, I know I technically get a little bit of a negative modifier to accuracy when I'm mixing triple and double barrels in a single salvo, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. Especially not late game with the radar and all that stuff. Let's see, screenshot. There we go. Next ship. Now, one of my rules for this campaign was only one battleship per hull, but I will waiver that for historical designs, and this will be the Littorio class battleship. Let's see. Where's the little length? 779 feet. The Littorio was 780. So that's pretty much on the dot. I'm not gonna change the size of the hull. Littorio had a beam of 107 feet, 8 inches. 110. If I go -1, -2, -3, -2.5 then. There we go. -2.4 should be right on the money. Almost. Close enough. Littorio had a draft of 31 feet 6 inches. (1.5%). How about 2%? 2.4%? Wait, is the draft going strange? 30 feet 11 inches at 2%, at 2.4%. 30 feet 1 inch. Okay, that's strange. Let's see, 31 feet 6 inches. 31 feet 6 inches. Perfect. So there we have the hull size. Now I can play with the displacement a bit until the hull grows. There we go. Length. Basically the hull length is 3 different pre-decided sizes, and you just have to get the displacement within the ballpark. No. It's like just here. 54,900. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's the growth point. 54,500. Yeah. Anything more than that and the length is just gonna jump. So I don't care too much about the displacement. It's probably gonna be overweight compared to what the original was. Now Littorio had 4 steam turbines. Pushing out a 128 to 1,200 shaft horsepower at 30 knots. I think gear turbines 2 is going to be what we're going for. She was oil fired, right? I think she was. Pretty sure of it. So we're just gonna go oil 3. $180,000. That's a bit too much power. Yeah, no, the power is the power, like no matter what. The game has decided that's how much power is needed to reach that speed. Okay, what's the most correct looking tower? I'm gonna need to find some pictures here on the Wikipedias. That looks about right. Looks a little big though. Are there any other towers that look about right? Like that maybe. Not that one, I think. Anyway, a couple of funnels. I think this is like the closest one. We're just gonna have to ignore that it doesn't look completely right. Yeah. It's an approximation. Is what it is. Let's turn down the range. Littorio had an armament of 15-inch. 3 triple turrets. And the shape of these turrets, it's gonna change a bit when they get upgraded to Mark 4. So don't worry too much about them not looking correct at the moment. I'm gonna go with the big barbette because they're gonna be quite big when they are Mark 4. I think I might need to increase the length of the hull because it's looking kind of short and fat. So it's going to be more than the historical length, just to make it look kind of correct. And of course the displacement is going to be way more than what it originally displaced. That's just ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts for you. Now, secondary armament. 12 152mm or 6-inch guns. Do these fit here, or did I make you too skinny, Littorio? I think I made it too skinny. I can fit them here. That is more or less correct. Let's see. I'm gonna find some better pictures of it. Now the rearmost turret actually had was actually mounted on a raised barbette. All right. Not quite that tall though. Now if we just make the beam -1 instead of -2.4, can we squeeze in these secondaries? Wish you could kind of change the height of barbettes. So you can have one that has the right diameter but still not being too super tall. But that's about right. Now what else did she have for secondary armament? Like anti-aircraft guns. 420mm guns, or 4.7 inches. Where were those mounted? No, that rear barbette looks more or less correct for Littorio. Hang on, gotta find some better pictures. I think I'm gonna use some artistic license and go with 4.7 inch guns for most of the secondaries. No, it was a mix of 120 and 90mm. It doesn't look completely correct, but let's see, there should be 6 of those per side. It doesn't really fit. But I can't really free place them. Okay, screw the modified beam. We're making it standard beam. Okay, more or less. That almost looks like it's supposed to look like. And gun length. The 15s were 50 caliber, that is correct. The 6-inch guns were 55s. Can I make them that long? No. So they're just gonna have to be 49 caliber length. Let's see. The 90s, the 90mm guns were also 50 caliber. The 120mm guns, or 4.7-inch guns, were 40. I can make these 40, I know that. 0.7. No, they don't fit. But they are the right length. So we're just gonna have to rotate some of them to actually fit. This is gonna be fiddly. Okay, that kind of works. Oh, come on, let me select you. As I said, kind of fiddly, but I need to remove from both of the sides. Come on. Can he not overturn? There we go. And the other side. All right. That looks kind of cool. What else? Lots of 20mm guns for anti-aircraft purposes. Closest we can do is like 2-inch guns. Are these twins? 20mm? No. Let's see. It doesn't say. And it's kind of hard to see from the pictures. We're just gonna call all of them twins. I think it was a mix. So I'm just gonna place them where they can be placed. There we go. So 1.1, which is more than 20mm, because 1 inch is 25. But there we go. Okay, armor. Belt, 11 inches. Deck, 5.9 down to 3.5. Turrets were 15, barbettes were 14, conning tower 10. Belt 11, turrets 15, barbette 14. I'm guessing 6 on the turret top, 6 on the main deck. guess the 4.5 deck probably didn't have that much armor. I'm not looking at a detailed like schematic, so it's just gonna be what it is. I think 6 on the 4.5 belt probably decent. And yeah, secondary armor, I've no idea. Let's just make it make sense as good as we can. Okay, now let's just make it a functional ship, shall we? I think I can put a lot more armor on this than what I am. Now the Littorio had a very special torpedo protection system, so I'm gonna give it anti-torp 5. I think it probably had triple bottom too. Gonna go with the standard ammo loadout. I don't know what kind of shells she carried or what kind of powders she used, but we're gonna go super heavy and of course increased ammo because I keep running out. And a decent reloading system. Did she have stereoscopic or coincidence rangefinder? I don't know. She had triple bottom, right? Yeah, the Pugliese system. Yeah, that looks like a triple bottom to me. Triple hull bottom. Okay. So we got some weight to spare. Now, armor, let's see. Belt was 11 inches plus 3 inches. I suppose that was the Citadel. But the bulkheads were 2.8 to 11 inches. What do they mean by that? I'm just reading off the Wikipedia. So are we gonna pretend the Citadel is the bulkheads? I guess so. Just armor the snot out of it just to use up that displacement. Maybe not that much. Yeah, there we go. Some guns have poor sector of fire. Looks alright to me. And it's even balanced. So, there we go. Littorio class battleship. A decent approximation of what she looked like. Save design. Now, let's build a modern Battleship 3 that is not based on anything in particular. So let's just max it out. 30 knots? Same as Littorio. This time we are going turbo electric. And the big tower. No. Oh, no. This was what I was supposed to use on the Littorio. Okay, I get it now. I get it. That's too late. Too late now. Yeah, that's what it was supposed to look like. Okay. Okay. Fine. Not the first time I've made an oopsie. We're gonna go 16s on this. I think I'm gonna do what I did to the super battleship. Let's see, range is way better than it needs to be. Do a combination of triple and double turrets. Like that. I think that looks kind of handsome. Yeah, that's a beautiful looking ship, if I may say so. Let's build the rest of it, then figure out what to do for secondaries. And Citadel 5. Standard ratio on the shells. Actually, increased HE on the secondary is probably a good idea. Flashfire chance is 0. It's still 0. If we make them super heavy, it's 6. With increased ammo, it's 7.1. TNT2, it's 4.3. 2.6 with Barbette 5. .4 with Electro Hydro. There we go, overweight. Now let's go about reducing this this fat a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, we don't need that much deck armor to protect from 16s. These are 46 caliber in length. If we make them 50, that adds quite a bit of weight. But it also adds a little bit of range. Okay, let's put some armor on the rest of the ship. Three on the super structure. Maybe I don't want to lengthen the guns that much. Yeah, 48 caliber should be more than enough for now. They're gonna grow when they become Mark IV anyway. Well, the inner belts are quite spectacular things. There we go. Okay, a bit of a 4-weight offset. Let's set about fixing that. Can you put secondaries on that tower thing? No, you cannot. Come on, I almost had you slotted into the there we go. No visible gap. Just the way I like it. A little bit of a 4-weight offset, but I think we can fix that by just moving these funnels around. Like so. Secondary guns. I like the idea of the the 5.9s from the super battleship. They just don't fit though. How about doubles? Oh, they're gonna grow if I make them 5.9s, so no, that's just not gonna work. We're gonna go with the tried and true and tested 4.2s. I want to put them where it kind of looks like there are supposed to be some secondaries. Can I put some barbettes down? Not really. Good enough. Good enough. And some 2-inch guns. Because these are also Mark 5 now. Okay. You know the drill, 4.2 plus 17. You are suddenly badly placed. I thought you were quite nicely placed. Don't you fit in that little cubby hole anymore? No? Just gonna place you here then. Okay. Now I want to move that guy so it's in line with the other ones. There we go. And a little bit of armor is all they need. I'm very tempted to give this the same anti-torpedo protection as the Littorio, but it is very heavy. Let's give you a top speed of 28 knots. Because other than the Littorio, none of my battleships have a top speed of 30 knots. Can now do anti-torp 5? No. But 4 is still pretty good. How about a triple bottom? No. No. What's the resistance of this ship now? 138. It's not too bad. If I give it anti-torp 3 and then triple bottom, 139. Hang on. That's 700 tons overweight. Now it works. And that's still okay range. Even with the slider set to minimum, 24,000 kilometers is actually quite decent. 140 resistance. The I'm gonna show you that later, but where are they? Yeah, the captured Austrian battleships. I refit them and gave them a bunch of modern technology, and because their resistance stat to begin with was so high, their final resistance ended up at 150. And you can see what 140 resistance does. Minus 63% gun damage, minus 40% torpedo damage, plus 120% slope design, which increases ricochet chance, and more maximum armor. So with 150, yeah, they are quite tanky, despite being ancient by this time. They're probably my toughest ships. Let's see. Do I dare go up to... I do. 4.7% flash fire chance, but it makes the guns a lot more powerful. So, probably worth it. I think I'm going to use some of that weight saved to armor up the turret tops a little bit. Actually, 8.5 probably enough. Let's armor up the turret sides. 18.5, and the barbettes. 17 is probably enough. I don't see the barbettes taking hits that often. It's usually the turrets themselves. A little bit of a 4-weight offset. 0.3%. That is okay. I'm not going to compromise on looks. Just to shave off a little bit of a percentage. Or am I? Uh, 58 tons overweight. And it did not improve the weight offset at all. There we go. 8.3 on the turret tops. It's good enough. Let's see, these have a range of 14.5 kilometers. So hopefully any DD that comes within that range should get brutally destroyed. I think that's enough shipbuilding for now. This has gone on for quite a bit, so sorry if you were waiting to see the battlecruisers being built. You're gonna have to wait until tomorrow, I guess. Goodbye, and take care.